Anne, thank you very much for joining us. Welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me.
And let's start out with, why is this debate around abortion such a heated one, and why is it such a divisive issue?
Well, first, I need to thank President Donald Trump for the Mexico City policy, because we have been looking forward to such a policy as African women. What we have seen recently is a lot of imperialism by groups like Maristopes, and no wonder they declined to come on board, because what they have been doing is pushing for abortion, offering it, and last year we stopped them while they were advertising abortion.
Why is this, Anne, a debate that even in families, whether it is in the United States or whether it is in Africa, and we will always get opposing groups like yours, groups like Marie Stopes International. But when we talk person to person, why is this such a divisive issue amongst people?
Well, because to some, abortion is a business, so they're making money out of abortions. And to others, abortion is murder, is killing of preborn children. That's why you'll always find these two opposing groups, because some are pushing for it to happen and others don't want. And in Africa, the narrative is most of the African women do not want abortion.
And if I can just come in there, I know you're talking about most African women not wanting abortions, but we are seeing a large number of unsafe abortions on the continent, throughout the globe. So where do you draw the line between policy and culture versus reality, what's actually happening on the ground?
Let's speak about Kenya, where I am right now. 87%, according to Ipsos survey, are opposed to abortions. And most of the statistics that are pushed around are by abortionists themselves, Guttmacher Institute. They're the same people that are doing this exaggerated research and trying to push it around that there's abortions happening here and there, and that we should legalize it. And what we are encouraging here as Africans is that we need to encourage people to know the consequences of abortions, and that is the discussion that we are having, of encouraging responsibility in sex, in anything that could lead to pregnancy, offering options.
Since prevention is a way of stopping abortion from even happening, do you do some prevention work at all?
Yes, we are offering options, we are offering counseling, we are offering pregnancy centers, and we are partnering. Actually, we have a network of so many pro-life groups, especially here in Kenya and other African countries that we are working with, that are offering options that don't lead to abortions. And what you're saying about these pro-abortion groups, what they are doing is they are saying they are trying to prevent abortions and post-abortion care, but they're just offering it in the guise. We are trying to even do investigations, because they say they're offering these other services, but when you go there, their priority is abortions, and these abortions is on money. So it's a business for them, and you're trying to stop it.
When you talk about the gag rule, there are some organizations have stopped working because they were benefiting from the gag rule, the U.S. funding, actually. Are there some services that actually fill in those gaps in order to try to give services that women were already getting in those organizations?
If you see in every other country, there are campaigns, for example, against Maristopes, because people know who they are, what they are doing, and they're trying to stop them. So the governments, for example, here in Kenya, the government stopped Maristopes from advertising abortion, even from offering any services, because in the government hospitals, they are trying the best they can do to offer these services they are purporting to offer. And also what we're encouraging these groups, instead of coming here to push for abortions, Africans need a lot of other services: education, healthcare, infrastructure. I mean, we should prioritize these services.
I agree with you about prioritizing those services. And what I always wonder about is, women are told to not have abortions, have the baby. But sometimes, and you see this even in the United States, I've seen it in many, many African countries, I've seen it in my own country, when people do go on and have the baby, society almost falls silent, because there is no guarantee she'd be able to put food on the table for that child. There is no guarantee that she would have access to adequate health care. There is no guarantee that she would have a quality job. There is no guarantee that that child would have access to an education. So what is the point of telling people, go have the babies, don't have an abortion, when society doesn't then help and take responsibility when that child does come into the world? What kind of human beings are we then helping to create and to cultivate?
Exactly. And if you see in America, I was there this March, and the discussion they're encouraging is, let us educate people about responsible sex, responsible sexuality. If you engage in this act, there are consequences. So we should avoid a situation that leads to pregnancy and what they call unwanted pregnancy. And if it happens that there's a pregnancy involved, we should not say there's a choice for one person when we are trying to eliminate the choice of another person. There's no like a choice for a woman trying to say, I don't want a baby. Yet they're trying to kill.
Excuse me, you said responsible, sex life. We're talking about sometimes when, rape cases or incest cases, we're talking about young girls and children in some cases. So you're saying there is no, there's no consideration of that?
99%, let me just use my country's statistics, 99% of abortions that are offered are due to social reasons, not because there's a crisis or there's an emergency. It's because people want it to be on demand. And these abortions are illegal. Sorry?
So you mean 99% of cases that have been reported?
Even if it is one or two abortions, 99% of any case that has been reported of an abortion or abortion on demand is because of social reasons, not because of all those other hard situations we are trying to create. And this is the problem that we are having, the discussions. We are trying to come up with so many hard cases, and some of these cases are captured, for example, in our Kenyan laws, the Sexual Offences Act. So they're captured there, there's a way out and all that. So abortion should not at any point become a solution to any problem. And most of these problems are created by us ourselves, because we go engage in sex. And let me tell you, there's no woman who will sit in a hotel and become pregnant. There's some activity that has to happen, and it is consensual. And when you are trying to do something or engage in sex, you should know there's a baby coming and take responsibility. Let's not punish babies because of our irresponsible actions. This is the message we are pushing, and we are trying to encourage even our young ones to be responsible with their sexuality, because you cannot become pregnant. You cannot become pregnant without having sex, and we need responsible sexuality.
This is indeed a heated debate. I think we're all aware of that. And of course, that was the pro-life side of the argument. And we do say thank you very much to Anne Kioko from advocacy group CitizenGO for joining us today. Thank you, Anne. We appreciate your time.
Okay, thank you for having me. It was such a privilege to be on your show.